didn't check, but let me turn the background. The stream stopped automatically. Like, I don't even know what happened. Let me do that again. I don't know what it is, but it will not, like, it makes you love it. Oh, hello Esther. I am drawing. I am drawing right now, but it is not going well. My friend's birthday is on Sunday, so I'm trying to draw a picture of her so I can give it to her as a birthday present. And I tried so many times this week. I love these streams, so calming. Thank you. I don't think it's that calming. I mean, I'm literally just drawing and talking. But I was talking about my life in Japan in the previous one, and then suddenly the stream cut off, but it was still looking as if it was still streaming. And I went onto YouTube, and then YouTube was saying, oh, your stream is over. So that was a shock. But I'm going to share this on the internet. Oops. And hopefully more people come in. But yeah. Oh, how's Japan going? Oh, it's fine. I mean, I'm just here working. I work as a translator, so my day job is basically just me translating. and I'm like, what? Of course, yeah, that's the name, but I am specifically I'm a games translator, so I translate games, not just the random things like books. So my day-to-day is just me being given something to translate, and then I work on it, and I do that for 8 hours and then I finish up for the day, and then I rinse and repeat. So that's usually how things are. And in terms of my day-to-day though, it's fine. I mean, I've been living in Japan for 3 years now, so I've kind of gotten used to being here on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I don't really struggle with the language because I can speak Japanese, and I kind of know where to go, how to get there. So in the beginning, I did not know where I was going. Like, I had no idea how to navigate around Tokyo, but obviously after 3 years I definitely have to get the hang of it. Sounds fun. I mean, it can be fun on a day-to-day basis, because I usually just end up doing the same things over and over again, and that's not as fun. I mean, if I wasn't working and I could just basically do whatever I want, then yes, Japan would be a lot more fun, but that is impossible because I have to pay my way to live in this country, and working in Japan means if you want to like live in Japan, you need a visa, and you can only really get a visa if you are contributing to the economy in some way. So that's usually working or a student. Yeah, those are usually the only ways people come to Japan to live. Otherwise, you're just a tourist. I mean, like, coming to Japan as a tourist is a lot of fun. a 9 to 5 way in Japan. Yeah, I mean, how else are you gonna get by? I mean, that's just life, isn't it? Like, you have to work. It's just sort of working in the UK. I'm just working in Japan. That's really the only difference. I mean, there's like differences in terms of culture, and then obviously the language here is Japanese, so, and the things I do are related to me being able to understand Japanese, but job is a job and work is work. So I mean, it is Friday. It's currently 9 p.m. in Japan, so I'm done working for the day. But come next week, I'm gonna be doing the same thing again. Which is just working. I mean, even working as a translator. I mean, there's other jobs I could do. I don't necessarily have to work as a translator to live in Japan, but it's just kind of turned out that way. And I've had this job for like over a year and a few months. I think by September I would have been working for this company for a year and a half, which is scary to think about because I don't think I could stay in a job for a year and a half, the same job anyways. I thought by like the first year I would be doing a different job, but I am still it is not funny. What is it, the laughing emojis? It is not that funny. I'm trying my best. I mean, what else can I do? I have to work. I mean, working allows me to stay in Japan. If I wasn't working, I would not be able to stay in Japan. So it's a trade-off. I mean, if I really didn't want to be a translator, I could always go into English teaching. And I mean, I was against the idea of going into English teaching, but teachers in Japan get more holidays. Yeah, I am the same. I get so bored. Yeah, I mean, like, I know people look down on people who job hop. They jump from job to job, but honestly, being in the same place for years on end just sounds incredibly boring to me. And doesn't really matter what I'm doing. I'm just like, why would I want to be in the same place doing the same thing for years and years and years? Like, eventually you're gonna want to switch it up or try something new. Well, that's how I think anyways. Maybe some people don't mind doing that. I do know some people they don't mind basically doing the same thing every single day. And I mean, my life for the past 2 years, I would say, has largely been me doing the same things every day. Even when I'm not working. I mean, apart from studying, well, apart from doing work or working a job, I study Korean on the side. I do it every Monday for about an hour. I'll just take Korean lessons because I thought I just wanted to have to do something that had like no relation to my job. And I thought, I could always just study another language. That's always an option. So I just decided that to do Korean. And it's been fun. It gives me something to do. But I've been taking those lessons for about a year now. So now that has just kind of become my day-to-day life. Like in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is like something new for me to do, something new to enjoy. And now it's just like, yep, every Monday I got my Korean class. So maybe it's just like, I don't know. I started singing because I wanted something to do. Yeah, I mean, like, when you become an adult, you basically just have to start doing things, like doing random things that make you happy, because or you'll just end up doing the same thing all the time, like working and just working and working. And even in Japan, like, working in Japan can be quite, I wouldn't say hard, but it can be quite strenuous, especially in Tokyo, because Tokyo, or maybe like, it depends where you live in Japan, but definitely Tokyo, you don't really see people talk to each other, so people tend to keep to themselves unless you have friends. So Tokyo is definitely time to go to school again. That's so funny, because I've been thinking about going back to school to do a PhD, because I'm just so tired of just like working every day. I've been looking into it, but I'll have to get scholarships and the like. It is not, so I wouldn't be able to just go because I wanted to. I'd have to figure out how to make it possible. I'm not really good at drawing hair, or at least drawing hair in this way, but I think if I keep at it, I have tomorrow, so hopefully I can get most of it done today, and then finish up tomorrow. I always thought you wanted a PhD. I do. But the question was, like, what would I do a PhD in? And the current idea that I have is to do a PhD in something art related. But my mum is like, oh, well, what about your career? You can't just go back to school to learn how to draw, which is true. But I wouldn't just be drawing. I'd be researching. I would be learning. It just wouldn't maybe be in something that a lot of people do on a day-to-day basis. And usually for PhDs in Japan, a PhD is 3 years, so I would have to really really want to do it, because it would be like 3 years. I'm art history, art culture. Yeah, I mean, that is an option. I wanted to do a degree that would actually allow me to create work as part of my research. And there's a university called Tokyo University of the Arts, which is like it's a very famous arts university in Japan, probably like the most competitive art university in Japan anyways, by like a mile. And they have sort of like those type of classes or courses, but then it'll be like, what would I do afterwards? Would I work in like a museum? Like, I wouldn't know, and I still don't know what I would be doing if I was to go and study in something in that field. Or maybe I just don't have imagination. I'm sure that maybe someone who's not me could figure out what to do if after going to university. I think because even for translation, I kind of stumbled into it, so I would really I would really want to like know this time around, like, okay, after university I'm gonna go do this and that. But as I said before, how about animation? Yeah, I mean, I did study animation. It would be nice to study animation again. It's just the same question. Like, if I finish my degree, would I just be an animator? And being an animator in Japan could be quite a lot because yes, long hours and it can be quite stressful. I don't know if I'd be able to deal with that environment. So that's kind of why I've kind of been deliberating about going back to school for the longest time. I mean, I finished my master's in 2023, so once it becomes September, it would have been 2 years since I last went to school. So yeah, I mean, a lot of time has passed since then, so I could give it an honest go and see what happens. But it would be a big change again, and I'd have to get used to being a student in Japan again, because in Japan, if you're a student, your hours, the maximum amount of hours you can work each week is decreased. You can only work for 28 hours a week. So yeah, it's different from right now, where I'm working 40 hours a week, because I work from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. But I don't know. I mean, I just kind of like, I wouldn't say lost, but I've just kind of been going through the motions the past few months. At first I thought, oh, maybe I need a new job. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I need to go back to school. So I don't know what's the best path for me at the moment, but at least for now, I'm just going to focus on this drawing. That's the only thing I can do, because I can't change my life in the next couple of hours. Do they pay better than the UK? No, actually, in the UK, in terms of salary, usually pays more than the average job in Japan, but the cost of living in Japan is a lot lower than the UK. So it's kind of like you wouldn't be able to live on a salary that I earn in the UK, but you can live on it in Japan. So that's just kind of how it is. I mean, the ideal the ideal scenario would be for me to live on the UK salary in Japan, because that money would go so much farther here than in the UK. But most companies pay in yen. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's equal, but I would say that the UK pays a bit more compared to Japan, especially for some jobs. But that's just because Japanese salaries haven't really increased in the past couple of years. So it's just kind of like more or less the same across the board. And it's usually also based on how long you work at a company. So it's not just about your skills, it's about how old you are. So yeah, that's another downside to living in Japan. It can feel like you're getting paid, your pay largely depends on how much experience you have, but it's not like experience in the way that a lot of people would consider experience, where you actually know what you're doing. Like, for example, in Japan, right? Let's say there's a position and they want someone who's experienced. Now, there could be a person who's just been working at a company for 5 years, and, they might not even be the best candidate, but they have the experience, because it's like, oh, they've been working for 5 years, so obviously they can stay in a company, compared to like the second candidate who might be working for a company for like 2 years, but has more skills, like technically more skills than the first candidate. The first candidate is still more likely to get the job just because they've worked 5 years, as opposed to 2. Because from a glance, a lot of companies would think that the first candidate automatically knows more because they've been working in a company longer. It's just, that's the way it is. So for me, as a foreigner living in Japan, I can only have so much experience working in Japan, because obviously it's not like I've spent my entire life living in this country. So when I would apply for work in Japan, and another thing as well is that even when I'll tell them like, oh, well, before I came to Japan, I was living in the UK, so most of my work experience is me while working in the UK. Some companies, they won't even care about that. They only care about the experience that you have while you were living in Japan. They wouldn't even consider it as experience. So to them, I had no experience because because I didn't have work experience in Japan. It's just funny to think about. Like, I would tell the companies, like, I have this degree, I have that, and in the UK, I was working this job and that job, and I did this experience and that experience, and they'll just basically look at me and go, oh, okay, so what about why you were in Japan? And it's like, what do you want me to do? And then also as well, it's like, a lot of these jobs, I'll be competing with native Japanese people, and that's another thing as well, where sometimes if you're a foreigner and you're trying to apply for a job, you are at a disadvantage. The only advantage maybe the only time that maybe being a foreigner is beneficial when you're getting a job is English teacher. Being an English teacher, because you can just say, oh, I'm a native speaker and I come from the UK, and they're like, oh my gosh, because there are Japanese people who do study English and go to university and stuff to teach. Technically they also have the abilities to speak and understand English. But then they could have all those years of experience, and then I could just turn up and go, well, I'm British and I'm from the UK, and I'll be like, oh wow, like, that's what we need, immersion, so that the children, they could learn about different cultures. Because there was a time I did actually work as an English teacher part-time while I was still at university, and even though I could speak in Japanese, like, I could understand Japanese, they would tell me, oh, keep the Japanese to a minimum and only speak in English, because the people paying for it, they want to feel like they're getting the biggest, the most authentic English speaking experience. So me just speaking in English with them all the time, is more appealing than me actually speaking in their language. Funny enough, it's like they don't actually want me to speak Japanese, they want me to speak English. But that's only for being an English teacher. If I ever moved there, I would get a job as an English teacher. You could. I mean, it's not that hard. I will say, it does depend, because there were like, you could be an English teacher for like a high school or a primary school, or you could do private teaching, like private English lessons, which is what I did. I didn't teach at an actual school. I taught at like a place where people would pay money, and then they would go and get English teaching and stuff, and get tutored by a teacher. But oh, hello, Miwa Kaneko. Hello, thank you for coming to my stream. I'm sorry, it's quite a boring stream, but I wanted to update people on my life in Japan, because I haven't really made a lot of content on this channel in a while. It's funny because I don't want to know about the UK. I mean, like, living in Japan has really opened my eyes in terms of like what people in Japan know about foreign countries. Like, they, especially the UK, because so whenever I would introduce myself, I'll be like, I'll say like, oh, hello, my name is so and so, I'm from the UK, and they'll be like, oh, the UK, and then they'll start just like rattling off whatever stereotype they know about the UK, like, oh, beans on toast. I'm like, okay, yes, and Big Ben and all these things. Oh, that's oh, no worries. It's nice to see you after all this time. Thank you. I'm so sorry that I'm like never ever really like. One day I was posting on YouTube, and then the next day I wasn't, and that was around the time that I actually moved to Japan. I think ever since I moved to Japan is like the day I stopped making content on YouTube, because I just didn't have the time. But yeah, like whenever I would mention that I was British, they would just say like, oh, that's where English comes from, and I'm like, yeah, but I guess so. And I don't really know a lot about British culture, so I always had to explain certain things and stuff. Another thing they'll say all the time is that like, oh, British food. Did they talk about the traffic? They don't know. All they know is like, is where the English language comes from, and British food is bad. Like, the amount of times people have said like, oh wait, but isn't British food bad? Like, isn't it not very nice? And then I'll say something along the lines of like, you know, why do you eat that? Why do British people eat those type of things? And I have to like explain to them that like, oh, like, you know, a lot of people in Japan, a lot of people in the UK like comfort food. Like, it's not supposed to be necessarily appealing to everyone, but British people like it, so blah blah blah. And yeah, they don't really know anything about the UK. I think they know more about America than the UK. I don't really know a lot about the UK. About America, they can say like, oh, you know, hamburgers, blah blah blah, like. But yeah, generally, it's not even just like the UK. Most cultures in Japan, a lot of people don't really know much. Ouch, we have bangers and mash. See, they would say bangers and mash doesn't look appealing. They was like, why are you just eating sausages and potatoes? I think because also in Japan, you have to understand that like rice is the main food staple here. So a lot of people just prefer eating dishes that have rice or noodles in them. And so I guess the idea of eating something with like mashed potatoes, or like, because I haven't really had like a roast. I think that's like something I miss about the UK. I miss having like a roast. Like, I miss having like cottage pie, shepherd's pie, roast potatoes. There's like certain stuff in Japan that I just can't get, and there isn't really anywhere here that I can actually go to get British food because British food doesn't really have yeah, roast dinner. British food doesn't really have a good reputation here. So you know, you can there's like so many Italian places, and you can even find like American diners, but you cannot find British food in this country, which is not which is a bit sad, but I understand because it's just a type of cuisine that a lot of Japanese people probably aren't interested in eating, and you kind of have to know the culture, understand the culture to actually want to eat it on a regular basis. I feel like I honestly miss the British food as a British girlie myself. You do, because it's like you oh wait, whoops, hang on. Is it on? Oh yeah, yeah. Like you start to miss the food because like Japanese food. Like when I first moved to Japan, like Japanese food, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can eat ramen and I can have all this food for cheap. Like I don't have to spend an arm and leg just to get some noodles and stuff. But once you eat it every day, I wouldn't say like it doesn't get special anymore, but it's like I don't have to, like it's everywhere. Like Japanese food is everywhere because I'm in Japan. So it starts to become like, oh, actually, British food starts to become like the rare food, the food that I can't get. And another thing that I used to eat all the time that I just don't eat anymore after moving to Japan is cereal. I used to eat cereal all the time, like especially when I didn't really want to have a meal but I wanted to eat something, I'll just eat cereal. But now I just they do have cereal in Japan, but they just don't have the cereal that I want to eat. But they have like cornflakes, but like the plain ones, and it's not even like Kellogg's cornflakes, it's like some random brand, and then that's it. And then granola. But I don't want cornflakes and granola. I want like Cheerios and Frosties and Cookie Crisp, like just sugary cereal. They do have like American cereal, but I don't like the taste of a lot of American cereal. Like I want British cereal. That's another thing. But yeah, I'm coming back to the UK in December anyways for Christmas. And that's another thing as well. Like Christmas in Japan is just not fun. Hello Panda is something I look for in a supermarket. That's so funny because Hello Panda is literally everywhere in Japan. I could literally just go outside right now and go to the local shops and buy Hello Panda. And they have like in Japan they have like so many different flavors. Like they don't just have maybe like chocolate and strawberry. They have like so many different flavors of Hello Panda. And so like yeah, like Japan has so much good food. So it is fun to like to like eat here, but sometimes I just want the price rate is so high. I can imagine in Japan it's quite inexpensive because it's just everywhere, and that's another thing as well. Right now in Japan, there's like a lot more tourists coming to Japan because like you can buy so much stuff for the cheap. Like if you were to come to Japan with pounds and like I don't know, like £5 for example, you could buy like how many Hello Panda? You could buy like maybe six Hello Pandas for £5 because the exchange rate is very high right now. So you can really a lot of tourists have come to Japan to buy snacks and things from Japan because it's so cheap now. But obviously, I'm earning in yen, Japanese money, so I can't do that. I can't just go wild and buy everything. But if I was a tourist again, I would definitely what? Yeah, I mean it's really not like expensive. You can really buy a lot of stuff on the cheap here with pounds because the exchange rate is just really good right now. It's bad for people living in Japan, but it's good for people coming to Japan on holiday. So yeah. That's the situation. But yeah, you can really buy a lot of stuff in this country on the cheap if you come not as a tourist, which is what's making some people in Japan upset, because basically you can only afford so much in your salary, but then it's like if you're a tourist you can just come and buy everything, and yeah, I mean that's what can you do? I do want people to come and enjoy themselves in Japan anyways. I mean, I just live here, it's not my country. But yeah, also I don't know if it's relevant, but I have a boyfriend. Well, I started dating this guy last December. So that's like one of the reasons, because I did think a lot of times, especially this year, do you plan to get back into YouTube more? Something you'll do every so often. I do actually want to get back into YouTube. I did think about making content about me living in Japan, like making vlogs and stuff. Like if I wasn't going to just create art content anymore like I used to, then maybe I could make like vlogging content, but then I'll need a camera because my phone is not that good, so I'll need like a camera and imitate the stuff. But I have been wanting to make more content. It's just really, I mean, if I was a student again, I would definitely start making more content. It's thank you. Like, yeah, I mean, I started dating this guy and we've been dating for a few months now. So I did think, maybe I've lived in Japan long enough, like I've seen what there is to see. There's like, I mean, like I could still travel and stuff, but in terms of living, maybe I should just go back to the UK and just visit Japan every once in a while. But then I started dating this guy, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to leave him. I don't really want to leave my friends. So I'm kind of like, I kind of want to keep living in Japan for the time being and see how it is. I mean, ideally, if I was like rich and I had the money, I would probably just split my time between. I've been watching Space Ranger Winner recently again. I'm wondering if you're still into anime. I think new content to be very fun. I do. Here's the thing, I do want to make more Space Ranger Winner content, but the thing is that I don't think I'll be able to get the voice actors. I mean, like, one of the voice actor for Winner, she's like a professional voice actor now. So I don't think she'd want to, like, she's voicing an anime and getting roles. So I don't think she has the time to voice content for my fanime. But I did at one point. I was still working on episode 3, but I just don't have the time. I might make maybe short form content or Space Ranger Winner. Like, if I really had the time, I would really want to do that. Sometimes I draw fan art. I wouldn't say fan art, but like the art of the characters. But it's really animation, making animated content that I enjoy. I don't know. I mean, maybe I just can't guarantee anything because my life can just get so hectic in from month to month. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, I might have enough time to make something, and another time I'm just like, I need to focus on my job. I need to focus on living. So it's quite hard to answer that question, and I'm not sure where a lot of the people who voice acted in Space Ranger Winnow, I don't know where they are anymore. Does he speak Japanese too? He is Japanese, so yes, he actually doesn't know. My boyfriend doesn't actually English, which is funny to think about. He doesn't understand English, so we speak in all our conversations are in Japanese. We speak in Japanese 100% of the time because that is the language both of us can speak. So yes, he does speak Japanese. Or maybe the answer to that question is that he only speaks Japanese because he doesn't understand any other language but Japanese. So I mean, he's just like, I don't know. If I was a student again, I would probably have more time. See, the thing is, while I was making fanime, I was a teenager. I started Space Ranger Winnow when I was 15 years old. I'm How old am I? I'm 27. It's been 12 years since I started Space Ranger Winnow. So yeah, the free time I had when I was 15 is not the free time I have anymore as a 27-year-old, unfortunately. So maybe vlogs if I get a camera. I definitely will probably do live streams again. I think if I can't vlog, then the next best thing, for now anyways, would be to live stream drawing or things like that. And then just basically just draw and talk because it's been fun, just like drawing and talking. It and just like catching up with people because most of the time I'm basically just in my alone. That sounds really sad, but like in my apartment, like after a day's work, I'm just there, and then I go to bed, and then I get on with my day to day. So this has been like a fun thing to do. Because usually I'm just not talking to people, especially on the weekdays. Oh, but and then recently as well, I started I guess it's like a side hustle. Well, it's not really a hustle. I started a secondary job because I wanted a little bit more income than what I'm currently getting. I started another job on the side. It's freelance translation, so it's not like a whole separate job, but it is like something else. I'm doing manga translation because I've translated manga before, so I applied for it and then I got the position. Well, it's freelance work, so they basically said like, oh, we would want to work with you as a translator, and it's your boy 77. Who's this? hello, it's your boy 77. But yeah, I've been working this new freelance job as a translator, and the deadline for the chapter that I was working on was today, and I'm working on this manga for another person, and I did my side of the work, and then person like, hey, can you check translation, see what we can still do, and he hasn't responded since. And then the how is the manga translation going on? And I was like, well, I've done my part. I'm just waiting on this person. Do you still do commissions for art? I do actually still do commissions. I advertise them on Twitter, or I guess X now. I advertise them there, and but I think I opened up emergency commissions, and I think I only have for 3 slots, and I think I only have 1 slot left because I don't have all the time. So, I mean, like, I'm drawing now, but this is a this is a birthday present, so this isn't a commission or anything. But yeah, I do still do commissions, but it's because I'm working a job and I also do freelance manga translation. I am strapped for time, but I don't know. I'm like, even though I can get quite swamped with work, I am good at like decent at like action, or at least like pushing myself to do things, get my work and art and stuff. Just fanime. It's just fanime that I can't seem to find the time to do. That's the only thing I can't seem to find the time to do, because it's just so much work that goes into fanime. It's not like drawing a single commission or posting a single piece of art online. I don't even think I have like editing software. I'll have to check. But yeah, I guess the only way I'll be able to make animation content regularly is if I was unemployed. That is the only way. I'd have to be unemployed and not working, because that would give me all the time in the world. I'm one of the people who commissioned you. It was so cute. Yeah, I think I remember. I don't know when, but it was maybe like 2 years ago or a year ago. Yeah, thank you for commissioning me. It really helps because living in Japan can especially living in Tokyo, like expensive. Tokyo is the most expensive city to live in Japan, because everybody wants to live here, and so people companies charge a lot more for things just because we're in Tokyo, which I kind of find unfair, but it does work. Like, just rent alone. Like, if I wasn't living in Tokyo, I would not be spending as much money as I do on a day-to-day basis. And also as well, things in Japan have gotten more expensive. Like, when I first moved to Japan in 2022, things were a lot less expensive than they are now. It's like every other month there's like a news story that thinks certain items are being they're raising the price for, like, not just like fun things, but like just the necessities and stuff, like food. Also, there's like one day they'll be like, oh, we're raising the price by 50 yen, and you think, oh, 50 yen's not a lot of money. It's like 20p, but it adds up. It adds up. But yeah. So that's why I kind of that's why I do commissions on top of my job, like, because it does help where my job fails to like help pay for things that I need, which is why I'm like, living in the UK means moments will be so much easier because I could just ground off my parents, which I shouldn't do as a 27-year-old, but technically I could just live with my parents and not worry about rent and that. That's if I wanted to be independent, and here we are. So that's why I still hold on, even though sometimes it's like, living in Japan is quite expensive. Maybe like, I don't know, next year. Oh, hi Nemi! Oh my gosh! Hello! It's been so long. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. The last time we spoke feels like it's been years. How have you been? Well, like we used to, like, me, you and Ellie, we used to talk like all the time. All the time. Where has the time gone? Like that used to be like a day-to-day thing I would do, and then just all stopped. I should have stayed in touch more, but yeah, just like ever since I moved to Japan, it's just kind of been like things have changed so much in that regard. Like the people I see on a day-to-day basis and the people I talk to and all that. Still, no excuse. I should have tried more. It just kind of feels strange because I was talking about fanime and the fanime community, and how like even though like my art skills have like improved a lot since I got into the fanime community, that it was back then where I felt like I could really create and tell the stories that I wanted to tell a lot more than today, because I always felt back then like, oh, my skills are better, I could really tell the stories I want to tell. But really I was telling the stories I wanted to tell even when I couldn't necessarily draw a lot of the things I wanted in the way I wanted it to look like. And now it's just like I just have an online art presence and a job. Yeah, I mean, like, things, it's like especially in the past couple of years, it's just it's like that part of my life that meant so much to me, and I can't get it back. It's like I can't it's like a magic. I think Ali was here and Ali was saying like, oh, you know, it was like a pocket of time where I could really express myself. Oh, you went to bed? Oh, hello Ali. Yeah, I was just I was just talking about you because you were in the stream before, and you mentioned about how like the fanime community was like a pocket of time. It was just like the perfect time to create and tell stories, and now that time is gone, essentially, and now everyone's just kind of had to move on. Like it'd be so interesting if someone did like a where are they now and try to figure out where everyone in the fanime community, what they're doing right now. I mean, I know I know I don't know if anyone remembers her, but Mew Tripled, at least she I don't think she ever released an episode, but she did make openings for her two fanime series. Like, she had one series about people with cat ears or something, and then like another one I think it was called like the Masked Girl or something. And I remember watching that and being so hyped. I was like, oh my gosh, episode 1 is gonna be so good, and it never came out. But like she still does art, and she's become quite successful at least on Instagram, and she still has her YouTube channel. So I know that's like one person. I know like where that person went off to. Who else? It's just like so hard to remember people, because some people abandoned their channels, and some people, you know, I don't know if art or they're online, but yeah. It's interesting to see where people have gone, because I used to really keep up. Like I still, most of my most of the people I'm subscribed to are like, yeah, Arenia went on to actually work in the animation industry, which is like amazing, and I think she does VTubing now as well. So another success story. It is interesting when people who were in the fanime community actually go on to work in animation, because I don't know, it's just nice to see that, like, oh, this little community from so many years ago like lives on, because people, yeah, I know, like you still talk to Ali, so you would know, how she's doing. I hope she's still doing well, because yeah, because she was like, oh my god, like I don't, what was the name of her fanime again, but when the opening dropped, my life was changed. My life was literally changed. I was like, this is what people can do. Like, if you're really good at animation, like, this is what you're capable of. Like, I need to get on this level. Like, that was how I was feeling when I saw that opening. Oh, Kisaka as well, yeah. Kisaka, I didn't know that she was VTubing, but I do know that, is it Dreichu? Well, she technically of the fanime community, but she was like part of the extended like early 2000s, late 2010s animation community, or at least like, I don't know what she was fit into, but I do know that Dreichu, Kisaka's graduated, but she's in the company now making merch. Interesting. I don't know. Making merch. That sounds like fun. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, it's always nice to know what people are getting up to and stuff. Because, it's hard to keep tabs on everybody, because not everyone's active on social media all the time. So interesting that she works in selling merch of all things. It's like yeah, it's interesting. And then you just have me broke. Got you. I had a religious moment and we needed to finally opening Terra Lucius. It was so good. Like, I literally remember, like, my life was changed. I forget the name, but there was it Scarlet something? Like, the creator that had like this OC, like her OC was like this wolf girl, like this blonde haired wolf girl, but she was also going to make an fanime. And I remember watching that opening and being like, oh, it's gonna be so good. I'm locked in. I'm I like a few years back she made it a comic, and I was reading the comic, and the comic was actually like really really good. I don't know what happened to that story now. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing now, but last time I checked, she had turned it into a comic. Because that was like another thing some people in the fanime community would do. They would try to tell their stories through comics and stuff, which is always like you know, it is like for me. I just want to see people create content, and you know, whether it's animated or because making an animation by yourself can be quite ambitious, and a comic is a bit more doable by yourself because it's static and not moving images. So yeah, but I don't know what she's doing now. I literally can't remember these people's names off the top of my head. So sad. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanna know what everyone's doing. If everyone's doing well, I think that would be ideal for me. Like everyone's just doing well, doing what they want to do. Like I'm just a broke girl living in Japan who occasionally draws, but hopefully everyone else is like living it up. Yes, Blonde Sunrise, that's what it was. Blonde Sunrise, yes, thank you, Ali. Thank you, because my memory is failing me. And there was a Blonde Sunrise comic at one point that I was reading, because I wanted to see where the story was going and stuff. But I don't know if the creator is still making that comic. She had it on her a separate. You know how like webcomics would have like their own website, and you would go to the website to read it. That's what Blonde Sunrise had, and you would go to the website and read it. Another fanime that I used to really like. I don't know what the creators are doing anymore. Do you guys remember Ghost Club? Because I remember Ghost Club. Ghost Club was kind of like in the more later era. I feel like when Ghost Club released, that was kind of like when fanime was kind of like at its last peak before it would eventually fade. Wow, its latest update was last month. That's so good to know that she's still working on that comic. Nice. I might actually go and check it out then. Good to know that she's still working on that comic, because I haven't checked in years, so I was worried. I like to think I'm doing okay. I just work a graphic design job, and that's good enough. Honestly, that's good enough, because life is hard, and it is so hard to be successful in the industry. And sometimes I'm like, would I have survived going straight to the animation industry? I don't even know. Like maybe I copped out by like moving to Japan and working as a translator when I could have like actually pursued my initial ambition, gone into animation or at least the art industry or something. Ghost Club was meant to be getting a remake, but I haven't heard anything about it. That is so sad. That is so sad, because I really, really enjoyed Ghost Club. There's something about Ghost Club that kind of like, I know it's like a weird comparison, but it kind of gives me like Undertale Deltarune vibes. I know that's like such a random comparison to make, but it just kind of like has this charm that I haven't really seen a lot of content do. Even indie content now. Like we live in the amazing digital circus era where you really popular and make with indie animation. But Ghost Club had a certain pizzazz about it. Okay. It kind of really encapsulates a certain period of time on Tumblr. Like, you guys and people would say like, oh, there's a Tumblr. This art looks like a Tumblr art style, and it'll be as an insult, like, oh, this looks like Tumblr art, and But to me, Ghost Club was like peak Tumblr art, but like in the best way possible. I'm like, I wish I could. I think they took down everything, or maybe they unlisted or privated it. I don't know, because you cannot watch the episodes of Ghost Club anymore. But I think you can still watch the Halloween special. Last time I checked, you could still watch the Halloween special of Ghost Club. But I want to watch the episodes again. Like, well, yeah. I don't know. I miss that era of content on YouTube. Cause Ghost Club would get like fan art, like actual fan art on Tumblr. At one point, not all the time, but at one point, Space Ranger Winner was also getting fan art, and it would make my day. I would occasionally check the tags on Tumblr, and sometimes see people making fan art. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm mildly Tumblr famous, because one person took the time out of their lives to draw my character, and I'll be so happy. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's other success stories in the fanime community, like other creators who have moved on to either working in the animation industry, or they're still working on their content or something. I don't know like if anybody would cause you know how it's popular to like retrospectives nowadays. I wonder if anybody would make a retrospective about the fanime community, but you would have to really know. You kind of have to. You would kind of have to be part of the community to actually remember all these things, because it's not knowledge that you can necessarily easily find online. So I don't even know if anybody would be able to make that video or do a good job of it, because most people's knowledge of anime like stops with Nyan Sugar Girls and Senpai Kurabu. Do you guys remember the controversy? I don't think anybody remembers it now, but do you remember at one point people were arguing whether or not Senpai Kurabu counted as a fanime? Because it was too good. Well, I wouldn't say too good, but it didn't. People who made Senpai Kurabu didn't really interact with the fanime community at large, and it was kind of more like a parody cartoon, if anything. Like, it didn't really. Nyan Sugar Girls is a fanime about it. Like, a lot of people think it's like a parody of anime, which it is. It is a parody of anime and anime tropes. It's still a debate that is so funny. But Nyan Sugar Girls is specifically a parody of fanime, and that's a thing that a lot of people. But now they've said it's a fanime. Interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that the creators like Kurabu actually consider. My friends were talking about Nyan Sugar Girls and Sugoi Quest for Kokoro last night, and they really, yes, because it had too much, and it was for a different audience. True, because it's like the people who are watching Senpai Kurabu were not really they didn't. It was kind of like too mainstream in a sense. It was too mainstream to count as a fanime, because you didn't actually need to be part of the community to enjoy Senpai Kurabu. But it still kind of parodied fanime in a sense. But I feel like Nyan Sugar Girls and Sugoi Quest for Kokoro and what's the other one? Like Suki Quest or something like that. Like, those to me are fanime parodies, because they have a certain niche that that you can only really fully enjoy them if you know about fanime. Like, people make fun of Nyanaka Sugar Girls because it's like, haha, look at the uh big booby girl Naka-chan screaming and stuff, but it's really like a parody of people trying to make content that is based in Japan and not knowing anything about Japan. That's why Hitoshi's like, Pocky and Ramune, and there's like a whole joke about Hitoshi saying, "This is America, I mean Japan," because it's parodying people who don't know anything about Japan making trying to make content on Japan and trying to make fanime, essentially. So I feel like that context of Nyanaka Sugar Girls really gets obscured because it kind of broke out of the fanime community. But to me, I feel like Nyanaka Sugar Girls is like peak fanime parody. It's like it still is enjoyable today, and it is a full series as well. Like, it's one of the few fanime that you can watch in its entirety, which is also funny because fanime had the reputation of not being finished. My fanime included. Like, to finish a fanime was a feat in itself because so many of them would be cancelled or like abandoned halfway through. So Nyanaka Sugar Girls being one of the only fanime to actually have a complete beginning and an end is also, I think, is interesting. But yeah, like Senpai Club, like, I haven't really looked into their channel, so I don't even know if they're making yeah, Nyanaka Sugar Girls was also a parody of general weeaboo culture of the 2000s. Yes, it is. Because, like, the overall dramaticness and how, like, the art style as well also tries to look key-like with, like, the big eyes and, like, that sort of specific art style. Like, you kind of have to really understand those aspects of Nyanaka Sugar Girls to enjoy it in its fullness, I think, because people would just look at it now and just go, ha ha ha, funny anime parody. But it's more than that. It's like a parody of a culture that just doesn't exist anymore when you really think about it. Like, what people call weeaboos now is not what people call, it's not the weeaboos of the early 2000s. The guy behind Senpai Club is also in the animation industry. Interesting. I mean, like, it makes sense because, the art was good and the animation was good, so it would make sense that the person who made it would be in the animation industry because they can create content. But yeah, interesting. Speaking about fanime, it's so fun. I never get the opportunity to talk about fanime anymore because nobody knows about it anymore, like, at all. It's just like time, as Ali said, time has moved on and fanime has been left behind, but I remember, as long as people remember fanime will truly never die, and as long as people keep talking about it, at the very least. But yeah, I don't know if people are making fanime now, but definitely up to like I would say maybe up to 2020, people were regularly making fanime. I think that's like the last bastion of fanime. Hopefully this looks good. I need my friend to like this for her birthday or I'm cooked. Or else I'm just gonna have to buy her a regular present because I'm like, I can't give her an awful drawing of herself. But yeah, I don't know, what else was I watching? Oh, one of the ones that I really, really want to come back is Yin Yang. Does anybody remember Yin Yang? It was about this story. The community is still people are still making content. You see, I need to log back in because I did not know people were still making fanime content. But yeah, one of the fanimes that I really want to see a continuation of, or at least know where the story was going, is Yin Yang. And Yin Yang is about If anyone doesn't remember, I think her name was Hyoko, and about this girl who finds out that she's half angel, half demon, and she lives with the two boys, and she's like trying to figure out her powers. And it was so peak. I don't know what about Yin Yang that really, really, I guess like, a, a, like made me so attached. I think it's just like it reminds me. It reminded me of like early 2000s shoujo anime and shoujo manga, like the whole like dramaticness of it. Because it's like nowadays, if you try to make like a OC that was half angel, half demon, people would like think you're being ironic, or like not take you seriously. Oh no, a weirdo stalked her. I'm really scared. That's awful. That makes me so upset. Like, why would people do that? That's awful. Because I really wanted her to keep making content, and last time I checked on because I think her name is Paris. I think last time I checked on DeviantArt, she said like something about going to Japan for a while on like an exchange, and that when she comes back, she'll start working on Yin Yang again, because I'm never gonna know what happened in Yin Yang. Oh, that's that's sad. I was really looking forward to like more Yin Yang content, but yeah, I mean it's a shame. It's a shame that that happened to her. It's not very nice. But yeah, Yin Yang is like one of the fanimes that I really liked when I was active in the fanime community, because it just took itself very seriously, and I really enjoy stories that, even when people think then they're too dramatic or silly. He found the school email through her name in the fanime. It wasn't revealed what he said, but it must have been real bad. Ugh, that's awful. Like, why would people do that? Like, I don't understand. Because I think also as well, like, when she was still post fanime episodes, some people would make fun of her, which I hated, because I was like, okay, if you don't like it, you can just not interact with the content. And I liked it. But people would say like, oh, the voice acting's bad, the story's too dramatic, oh my gosh, Shioka's half angel, half demon, that's so silly. Like, who cares? Like, as long as the story is good, like, that's annoying. Like, why do people have to ruin it for people? But yeah, hopefully she's doing well wherever she is, and hopefully and I know like online stalking doesn't really get taken seriously by the police, so she might not even be able to get help, because I don't know how helpful the police would be in that situation. They'll probably just say, block him, which is annoying. I think another fanime that I really liked of the time, I don't think she ever released. I love Yin Yang so much, I watch it every Christmas. Yes, it's so good. Did it have a Christmas special? I can't remember, but it did have I think it had a Christmas special. That Christmas special was really good, and I think it's what inspired me to actually make a Christmas special for Space Ranger Reno, because the Yin Yang Christmas special was just so good. I was like, this is what you can do. And that's another thing about fanime that I just love, like Christmas specials, like just things like that, like things that you don't really see anymore in terms of mainstream animation content, especially on the indie scene, because in the greater indie scene, thankfully he was just a teen, but he was very, very obsessive. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I guess, yeah, being a teen, yeah, but still, like, being a teenager is understandable. Like, as a teenager, your brain's not fully developed, so you might do things like that, but you're old enough to not try and find. Like, if someone's keeping certain information private, it's probably because they don't want people contacting them that way. Like, you should have enough tact to be like, hey, let me just enjoy this content as a fan, you know, and just contact this person through public channels, not, you know, try and get their school email and start emailing them. Like, that's just a step too far for me. It doesn't really make sense to do, really. But yeah, another one YouTuber that I liked, I don't know if he still makes content anymore. Oh wait. Oh, she does. Shribbit. Oh, thankfully you couldn't stalk her in real life. Oh, that's good then. So it was just online, but still very annoying. Shribbit with Magical Girl High School. I can't remember the name, but I still subscribe to Shribbit, and they're still making content. I think they mostly make like D&D content, but yeah, Magical Girl High School, Magical Girl School was really good. I like that story. I like the story and the characters, and it was so peak. Like when the last episode came out, that's another anime that's like finished that you can just watch in its entirety. But yeah, when the last episode came out, that was so peak. I was like actually looking forward to each episode in real time. But that is another one that you can just go and watch if you're bored. Oh yeah! Oh, Magical Girl School, yes! That was really, I really like the concept of a high school for magical girls. It was kind of like My Hero Academia but better. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that. Like, if someone said like, oh, what should I watch? My Hero Academia or Magical Girl School? I'd be like, watch Magical Girl School, because My Hero Academia is like, would not look as great in comparison. Story-wise anyways, like, of course they have like the budget and stuff, but there's something about Magical Girl School that feels a bit more authentic in a strange way. Like I don't want to be mean, but like My Hero Academia just reads as like a, oh, he, they, yeah. I didn't know their pronouns, so I just went with they. That's good to know. So like My reads is like a story about superheroes that is written by someone who doesn't really understand what superheroes are about. But Magical Girl School is written by a person who clearly understands what magical girls are about. Yes, I loved Hero, and I think Hero was like one of the few trans characters in fanime at the time. And the way that their story about how they like slowly come to understand their gender identity was also handled in a really, really thoughtful way. And I really enjoyed that aspect of My Magical Girl School, which is why I just feel like Magical Girl School is just a better it's just a better superhero school story. Really, I don't know. Maybe that's a controversial opinion, but I just feel like that's just the case. Like, honestly, like it would take a lot for someone to convince me that that's not true. Yeah, Magical Girl School is another anime that I really liked when it came out. Another one I liked. Let's see. My brain is not braining. Oh, I can't remember the name. But it was a Sailor Moon. Like, I wouldn't say like a parody, but like it was clearly inspired by Sailor Moon. I don't know if anybody remembers the name, but if anyone remembers the name, please put it in the chat so I can jog my memory. But it was an earlier fanime, so I'm talking about like late 2000s, early 2010s, and it was basically like the characters wore similar outfits to Sailor Moon, and the main character had like a short and their attacks and transformations were elemental based, and I think it had about like 3 episodes. It wasn't Eternal. I think that's what it's called. It's not Eternal. Eternal. Last time I checked, they were actually still. Oh, Elemental Goddess. That's it. Thank you. It's Elemental Goddess. That's the one. I don't think you can watch Elemental Goddess on YouTube anymore, which is so sad because I loved Elemental Goddess. It's very entertaining to me. Yeah, I don't know. And then the other one that was kind of a Sailor Moon parody, it had like alien racism. I can't remember. It was like said like, "Why is your skin green?" or something like that, and then the aliens are like, "Oh, why are you being so judgmental?" And but the last time I checked, that person straight up like had a whole kid and a family. So I don't think we're gonna be making Fanime anytime soon, because surely their whole family comes first. But that was another one that I liked during that time. And I think that's like one of the ones that really pushed me to try and make a Fanime. At least when I was like younger. This was like before I actually made Space Ranger Winnow. I think it's on Nico Nico. Oh, Illusion's Dreams, yes! Illusion's Dreams. You guys' memories are so good. I need to get my memory up. Illusion's Dreams, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I live in Japan, so probably I'll look on Nico Nico and see if I can find it. It might not be there, but I will try. Oh, do you guys remember English Nico Nico? It closed down like sometime like 2015 or something. It's like, or like 2017, I can't remember. Like no one, but English Nico Nico used to be the place to watch re-uploaded content of anime. Like I would literally just go to English Nico Nico and like look at the comments on old school Fanime, my beloved. Yes. Yes. I'll go on English Nico Nico and spend hours of Fanime. It was so fun. And it wasn't one of the ones that was so entertaining. I don't think it's a Fanime, but I guess it is. It was like a Naruto not parody, but it was like an animated version of their fan fiction where Sakura gets pregnant. It was like a teenage pregnancy version of Naruto, and it was like it was so entertaining. I was like, this is like life, like I'm living. And like the story was like Naruto. Yes, I know what you are talking about, Sweet Bees. I know what you're talking about. It was the hamster in the laboratory, and then they took some medicine, and then they transformed into a girl. And I think the person who made it was called Retro Sofa. I don't know why my brain was just like, the person who made that Fanime is called Retro Sofa. My brain, I haven't ever thought of that in like years, but I know the Fanime you're talking about, and I've seen it. It was so entertaining. What? You don't know the Naruto teenage pregnancy Fanime? See, this is obscure. Yes, that one, yes. And you don't know the teenage pregnancy. You haven't lived yet, because that was so entertaining. And there was like a point in the story that I remember so vividly where like Naruto's like, I may not be the father, but I can still be the dad. And I just kind of stopped laughing. I was like, you cannot be serious. And I actually did look into the story, like the fan fiction, And all I remember from the ending is that Naruto gets hit by a car and dies, and Sakura and Sasuke name the baby like Naruto. Naruto after Naruto. I don't know where you can find it because I watched it on English Nico Nico, and I don't know if you can find it anymore. And I'm pretty sure the creator has taken it down, but it was one of the most entertaining fans I've ever watched. Like every episode was keeping me on the edge of my seat. It was so good. Like I was like, this is what the human mind was designed for, to create this content. But yeah, all I remember is that, and that Sasuke's brother was the doctor, and he was like, and Sakura was pregnant, and you're the dad. I was like, no, you cannot be serious. Another one that was so entertaining at the time was Blood Raining Night by Reichiro Ketsueki Neko. And and the episode and the episode where Alucard from Helsing shows up, it was so ridiculous. There was like Korra and from Legend of Korra, Sesshomaru from Inuyasha, Alucard. I've never seen a more crazy parody. I'm pretty sure the episodes are still on YouTube, so you can still watch Blood Raining Night. But I want to watch the Naruto teenage pregnancy anime again. I need to it back in my life because it was so entertaining. But yeah, that's what I used that's why I use English Nico Nico. Yeah, that's a classic. It's the classic. When it came out, when episode 1 came out, and Elfin, the opening was Elfin lead, I was like, yeah, this is going down in history. You cannot make this without having, like, you have to be insane to come up with Blood Raining Night. Like, it's just not a story that you should be able to create off the top of your head. George Washington. It's like a fan fiction from AO3, or like the craziest crossovers that you could ever imagine. Like crossovers between animes, yeah, whatever. But Blood Rain and Night was just like the choice of people to put in that show made no sense. When I saw Korra in Sesshomaru's bed, I was like, okay, pack it up. Pack it up, because this story is not serious. Anyways, yeah, that was so fun watching that in when the episodes came out, because it kind of had a similar response to Nyanika Sugar Girls at the time. People kind of like, oh, this is kind of like Nyanika Sugar Girls, which I guess it is, but yeah. Another one that I watched, and I can't remember the name. It was like, it started off as like a typical magical girl parody, and then it got like increasingly dark. And the magical girls, they went to prison, and like they killed one of the prison guards, and they put him into the mystery meat in the prison, and they were eating, and I was like, okay, this is crazy. I literally can't remember the title, but I do know that was a anime that existed at the time. Yeah, that's another one that came out that I was just like, similar, had a similar effect on me, like Blood Raining Night. Like, why would you make this? You don't have the heart to show him magical Nyoto-chan. Why? You don't want to show him the magical girl that's doing drugs. You don't want to show him when Nyoto-chan goes to jail. Yes, magical fun time now. Yes, that was the one. Let me look it up actually on my phone and see. Ali, you're good at this. You have the brain capacity to keep the fanime in my name. Magical fun time now. And that was one. that I watched. That was crazy. I don't know if it's still around. But yeah, that was an entertaining anime. Oh, it's still around. Yes, you can still watch it. True 11 is still on YouTube. Okay, maybe I need to to um to watch it. They go to prison in that show. The concept of magical girls be going to prison is just so funny to me. Like, why are you in prison? What's another one? I don't know. There was like another anime that I enjoyed watching, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I was just thinking about it today. And Nyota never went to jail, but she did shoot cops, and it had the true ending. Yes, Nyota was a menace to society. She had to be put down. for for everyone's sake. She needed to go. There was like does anybody remember Waterfu? She made like this I don't know their pronouns, but they made like a fanime about an angel that go to school. Like the demon and the angels were brothers. The main girl character with pink hair, and the demon would like stab her, I guess. Like it was kind of like a running gag that the demon brother would like stab the pink haired girl over and but she'll like keep coming back to life. Okay, I think I found their channel. Let's see if you can still. Yeah, I Heart Psycho's called I Heart Psycho, and they had like another before I Heart Psycho. They had like another fanime that had a few episodes. I don't know, my brain is just like not working, but yeah, Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary was the yes, I Heart Psycho. I actually liked Bloody Mary. It was just kind of like a interesting concept of like these group of friends that would like go to I don't know. I can't remember the story off the top of my head, but it was interesting. But then I was like, let me go to their DeviantArt. Okay, trigger warning. Questionable content. So I go to their I went to their DeviantArt. Like Roku did end up finding her. I just think she draws and exhibits in her home country. Does she? Interesting. Okay. Oh, I think the last time she posted was 5 years ago. Because when I went to her DeviantArt, I found like, does anybody know the Boondocks? I feel like ship art. Maybe I'm like thinking of the wrong person. If I'm thinking of the wrong person, you can just tell me. But like I found like ship art between like Huey and Riley from the Boondocks on their DeviantArt. And I was like, ooh. Cause I'm like, that she actually ships the brothers from I Heart Psycho together. And I was just like, okay, that's a bit interesting, but you know, to each their own. But yeah, that's what I found on their DeviantArt. I don't know if they still do that, but yeah, that was a shock at the time. But yeah, I still like our heights I'm pretty sure she did ship Hugh and Riley. Yes, okay, so my brain did not just make that up. That was actually a real thing that happened. Thank you. Because I was like, I don't want to like create fake say like, you know, oh, this artist makes this type of content with no proof, but I'm so sure that I did see it on their DeviantArt a few years ago, and I think someone told me, because I was like, oh my gosh, I love I love Heart Psycho and Bloody Mary. Those are such good animes. And then like someone was like, you do know like she ships the two brothers together. I'm like, no, that can't be true. And then they said like go to her DeviantArt, and I was like, okay, okay. From what Roku fan, no, really? Did I make that up in my head? I swear I saw it though. But this was like years ago, so maybe I'm remembering wrong. I don't know. There's like another creator, and I can't remember their name. Like lots of animes, but then I cancelled them. After like 2 episodes, and one of the things they became infamous for was if they didn't want to animate something, they would just put like didn't animate, I got tired or I got bored, and they'll just put it. She doesn't seem to ship them anymore. Okay. You know, people can change, and she was probably really young, did it, so you know what? I'm not gonna hold it against them. So it's not like oh my gosh, like biggest controversy. I just remember being really shocked by it at the time. So yeah, okay, good to know. But there was like another creator that would like make fanimes, like a lot of fanimes, and then cancel them, or like midway during the episode will be like didn't animate, got bored, or didn't want to animate this part, which is so real. That's such a real thing. I don't want to make this because I got bored, but from an animation standpoint, probably not something you want to put in your series, but from a psychological standpoint, completely understand. And I used to also watch their fanime on English Nico Nico when it was still around. But I literally, for the life of me, cannot remember them. But yeah. That's going down a trip down memory lane, I suppose, in terms of anime. You have but yeah, oh my gosh, guys. Do you remember this fanime about like I literally Roku, when I was still living in the UK, Roku like told me a bit about them, but they made like this fanime where the main character was like, one of the main characters had traveled through time basically, and there's like there was a reveal around like episode 3, and it was like and I think it actually the creator got some controversy because of this, because it was just completely out of left field, and it was kind of done in the craziest way. In the episode, the time traveler realizes that they were the ones that dropped the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima. They were like, I was the one who dropped the bomb, and it was like such out of left field that I was like, you cannot be serious. And I think they actually did get a bit of backlash for that particular plot point, because it was just done in such an insensitive manner. Like, I get it, I get what the creator was trying to do, but it was just like whoa, that's not the type of plot point you want to drop on your audience out of nowhere on like episode 3. But I don't know what that show is called anymore. All I remember from that anime is that big twist. Yeah, and I think part of the controversy was the fact that the story basically presented it in like a, oh my gosh, big twist, guys. And it was like, wait, this is real life. Like, this is you're using a real historical event as like a plot twist. I don't think you should be doing that, but you know, that was crazy. At least at the time, I was like, wow, okay. Oh, okay, Ali. So you remember? Okay, you clearly remember. Can you like Do you still remember the name of that creator? Because I don't. But yeah, because there was quite a bit of backlash, and I think they did actually end up apologizing as well for doing that. They said like, "Oh, I should have handled it with more tact," which is like, yeah, you definitely should have. You definitely should have done that, but you know, it was so it for the time. It was so. No, I don't think he was. I can't remember like your particular back video to the backlash, or like like your criticism, but I don't think it was. It probably didn't go that far because it's like, yeah, you don't really want to be making a plot twist like that without actually do like you should if you're gonna put that in your story, you should do the research and make sure you're handling it in a sensitive manner because it is sensitive. um you know you don't really want to be doing it, using it as a like making your character for your unknown. Yes, by Casserole. Thank you, thank you. Now I remember. Okay, they cancelled it, and then they started the D&D podcast. Okay, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they've moved on, so there's no real reason for me to be like, oh my gosh, look what they did. But it was just like something that I just remember being a huge thing in the anime community at one point. Like the anime community used to have a lot of drama. Now that I think now that I think back on it, there was a lot of drama. I think it was, yeah. I saw like 2 episodes of Project Unknown, but I didn't. Because it was like episode 3 or something. I think he probably stopped right before the big twist, so that's probably why you don't remember. But yeah, it was like a big thing at the time. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know who to go to if you want to know like fanime community drama, because I'm not the one, and I hardly. What? Yeah, because I remember a few years ago, Roku did tell me that Cashiwo and their partner are a bit. So that's I can believe that because they just used to kind of. I guess like now you would call it terminally online, but that was kind of like what they were both known for at one point in time. Hopefully, like they've grown past it. Like we're all adults. we're like all we're all like in a geriatric home. We're basically like on a for like in an online sense. We qualify for the geriatric home. So hopefully we've all moved on, and we can just kind of back on it and go like, okay, wow, that was a thing that happened, and I could, like if I was you, Ali, I'd probably, I'd probably still hold the grudge because what the heck, that is so unreasonable. Like your partner's the one who made like insensitive World War II content, so you don't really do anything. You were just basically saying like pointing out the ways that could be insensitive towards Japanese people, which I don't think is like a crazy thing to do. I don't know. I think it's like needed that level of reaction, but I guess it's just like when you are in a relationship, you want to defend your partner. You want to defend your partner, even though your partner's, even when your partner probably has done something wrong, you still kind of want to be on their side. So, still, doing that is going one step too far. It's insane to do over fanime, honestly. Like, this is fanime. We should not be saying that to each other over fanime of all things. Not to say that fanime is like not serious, but it's just kind of like nothing in that world is serious for that level of reaction. But yeah, that was like one of the big controversies of the fanime community at the time. And there was like another one, but I cannot remember for the life of me. I think it was a video, okay? And hopefully, and it did actually get responses. Like, people made responses to this video. And it was kind of like, you know, at the time, it was kind of popular to make content that was like how not to do something. So it's kind of like an anti-tutorial. And the creator made like a video basically being like how to, it was like how to not make an OC. It's been almost 8 years. I'm good now. That's good then, Ali. If you're past it, then I guess there's no real reason to bring it up. But yeah, and the person made this video about like, because you know, like Tina Chan 90, Andrea Chu, right? So the person was basically like, it wasn't like a direct response to them, but it was basically like a video low-key making fun of those type of creators, being like, oh, this is how you shade and color in DeviantArt, in Photoshop, and you use the burn and smudge tool, and you make it really sparkly, you know, lame videos, and animate yourself, you know, 2 to 3 frames of you bouncing around, and you put it to music. Like, it was clearly a jab at her. It's a funny story. I don't know about funny. I think it's like unhinged. I would say unhinged reaction. Tacky animations, thank you, sweet, thank you. You like, no, thank you, because I'm like, I just know this content existed. Tacky animations, and I do know that Tacky animations left the fanime community at the time. They left it. They just straight up left because they were just like getting into so much drama over literally nothing. I remember, like, it's not that deep. Like, I think like once people realized that they were just like getting into drama over nothing, people just kind of got tired of them. Like, yeah, like, who cares? Like, use creators when you have no fanime out. Because that was another thing people were kind of jab at her about. Like, okay, but you keep saying you're gonna make a fanime. It's funny because it's unhinged and pretty much expelled me from the community. Oh, that's not fair. I mean, like, Castle just kind of got to move on, so I don't think that's quite fair. That's what happened in the end. But yeah, with Tacky Animations, he just kind of left the community, and all I remember from her fanime, or the fanime that was supposed to come out, was the main male character was bald. Like, I don't even know why I remember that. All I remember from her cancelled fanime is that the main dude was just a bald guy. And I think that's another thing, because she used to be, and this is like, who cares? Like, this is such old drama, like, so irrelevant. But it's just like so funny when I'm looking back on it, because it's like, wow, we were really having drama over independently made anime, essentially, and there's a whole community of people just beefing with each other over independently made fanime or independently made anime. But yeah, that's all I remember about Tacky Animations and her fanime, or what she was known for, really. We're just taking jabs at people. Yeah, this is a lot I've never heard of, although most of us are older, we have less drama. Because I think at the time, everybody was like teenagers and early 20s. It was like a lot of young people with a lot of free time. And when you're younger, you have a lot of free time, you just start getting into drama, and you just start doing a lot of things that you probably shouldn't really be doing. But